A car can travel 50 miles on G gallons of gas. Complete the table below to help find an expression that describes the mileage of the car in miles per gallon. Show the arithmetic to help you see a pattern. So on our table that we're given here, we're given two columns, one where we're given a particular number of gallons, and the next is where we're trying to figure out what the mileage of the car will be. Now, if you have your own vehicle, you might have at some point thought about, okay, how do I figure out my mileage? And remember, what we do is we think about the mileage in terms of how many miles per gallon, how many miles for each gallon does my car get? So let's do a couple of concrete examples before we generalize it to figure out a mileage for some unknown number of gallons, G. Okay? So we know from our original problem that my car is going 50 miles. And so I'm trying to find my mileage in miles per gallon. So if I go 50 miles on 2 gallons of gas, well, if it takes me 2 gallons to go 50 miles, each one of those gallons must have taken me 25 miles, right? So what we're saying is that if we've got 50 miles that I can go, and I'm going 50 miles with 2 gallons of gas, so 50 miles divided by 2 gallons would equal 25 miles per gallon, right? MPG, we see that sometimes in car commercials. Okay. Now notice this miles per gallon. When we see that kind of context, miles per gallon, students per classroom, that word per is always going to mean division, and notice that that's what we did. Miles per gallon, miles divided by gallons. Let's try that for the next one. Now we're saying we're going to use 3 gallons to go 50 miles. So 50 miles divided by 3 gallons, because that 50 miles is divided up evenly over those 3 gallons of gas. Now notice this doesn't go in evenly. 50 divided very nicely by 2, but 50 doesn't divide nicely by 3. This is a situation where we would want to change our answer to a mixed number, because I'm trying to figure out a number of gallons, and 50/3 gallons doesn't make very much sense. So let's do the division. Let's do 50 divided by 3 and see what we come up with for a mixed number. So 3 goes into 5 once, and there's the 3. We subtract, come up with 2, bring down the 0. 3 goes into 28 times. That's going to give me, that's not right. I meant to say 3 goes in there 6 times. Sorry about that. I was thinking 18 and I got distracted. So it goes in there 6 times. So that gives me, there's my 18. And that gives me 2. That should be 18 there. And so 16 and 2/3. So that means I could go 16 and 2/3 miles on every gallon if it took me 3 gallons to go 50 miles. Well, now let's try it for 4 gallons. Okay, so again we're going to take our 50 miles divided by my 4 gallons, and again 4 doesn't go evenly into 50, so let's go ahead, because we're talking about gallons, it's going to make more sense to think about this as a mixed number. 4 goes into 5 once. We do the subtraction and bring down the 0. 4 goes into 10 twice, and that gives me 8 with a remainder of 2. So that's going to give me 12 and 2/4. But I'm not too amused about 2/4. We want to change that to 12 and 1/2. Simplify that fraction. So that would be 12.5 miles per gallon. So what are we going to end up with if we just generalize it for G? We're going to follow exactly the same pattern as we've been doing here. 50 miles per G gallons. And that would be our expression to find the mileage of the car in miles per gallon.